a daily progressive, the daily Periello ran a story, a hit piece on earmarks. I was wondering if you would like to respond.
Thank you, Steve. Yeah, I was disappointed in that news article because what it didn't leave out, what I made clear, was that, it goes back to what we were just talking about. Spending in Washington is out of control. And the earmark process is corrupt. And Democrats and Republicans, I believe, agree on that fact. But what does that mean? That means that we have to have does that mean that nothing should be funded in the 5th District or anywhere else? No. It just means that you have to have a transparent process by which those things that should be funded by the federal government are put into a pot and considered along with every other priority in this country, and we make those decisions and we decide as a country what is our priority. But it's got to be considered, in order for that to work, it's got to be considered in the context of a balanced budget. You can't spend money you don't have, and that's the biggest difference right there. As a member of the General Assembly, I've always supported funding for important projects that are priorities for Southside Virginia. And I will always continue to do that for my constituents, whomever they may be. But it means that it has to go through a transparent legislative process, and it needs to be considered in the context of a balanced budget. And that's the bottom line. Every time, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of the amendments that I had submitted over the years to support funding for important state priorities in my district, many of them weren't funded because we made the tough decisions, and I supported those decisions. But at the end of the day, any funding that was approved at the state level was done so in the context of a balanced budget. That means it was paid for. In Washington, D.C., Congressman Periello hasn't voted for anything that's paid for. And that's the difference. And I think that's the important difference. It was not a point that was not made in the piece. So I appreciate that.